Hello everybody, welcome back. It's Mr. Poke Games, or Poke if you prefer. This could be episode 18, I believe. We're back here, just seconds after the last episode. We're here with Serena. About to go over and talk to her family, which could be, well, is going to be quite interesting. Should probably put that away. So we're going to go ahead and get into things here. Castle Volkihar. What I thought we'd do for this episode is we'd go over, take care of some of this questline, and see if we can figure out where, well, see if my loophole works for the Elder Scroll. We'll see that. I don't think I can talk to her right now. Worth a shot, though.
So, before we go in there... I think so. And thanks for asking. I wanted to thank you for getting me this far, but after we get in there, I'm going to go my own way for a while. I think. I know your friends would probably want to kill everything in here. I'm hoping you can show some more control on that. Once we're inside, just keep quiet for a bit. Let me take the lead.
Okay. She says she wants to take the lead, but then she lets me. Okay.
How dare you trespass here? Wait, Serana? Is that truly you? I cannot believe my eyes. My lord, everyone! Serana has returned.
I guess unexpected.
I can't believe it. My long-lost daughter returns at last. I trust you have my Elder Scroll.
After all these years, that's the first thing you asked me? Yes, I have this one.
Of course, I'm delighted to see you, my daughter. Must I really say the words aloud? Ah, if only your traitor mother were here. I would let her watch this reunion before putting her head on the spike. Now, tell me, who is this stranger you have brought into our hall?
This is my savior, the one who freed me.
For my daughter's safe return, you have my gratitude. Tell me, what is your name? I am Harker, Lord of this court. By now, my daughter will have told you what we are. Not just vampires. We are among the oldest and most powerful vampires in Skyrim. For centuries we lived here, far from the cares of the world. All that ended when my wife betrayed me and stole away that which I valued most. You have done me great service, and now you must be rewarded. There is but one gift I can give that is equal in value to the Elder Scroll, my daughter. I offer you my blood. Take it and you will walk as a lion among sheep. Men will tremble at your approach, and you will never fear death again. Then you will be prey, like all mortals. I will spare your life this once, but you will be banished from this hall. Perhaps you still need convincing. Behold the power! This is the power that I offer. Now, make your choice.
See, here's the thing. With this DLC, if I accept the gift, I become a vampire lord, and I things just become interesting, alright? If I refuse the gift, I stay mortal, and I just have to deal with... I just have to deal with everything else. I mean, I could become a vampire later from Serena. So...
So be it. You are prey, like all mortals. I banish you.
I mean, I'd rather not, because there's a lot more benefits than going through the vampire hunter side of the DLC, I should say. Wait, why isn't it?
You heading out? I'll just be here then. Ready to get going? As you will, my friend. I will protect you with my life.
Okay, so we need to go, the waypoints are a little glitched at the moment. We need to go all the way back to Fort Dawnguard. I chose to stay with Fort Dawnguard because not only are there some benefits to the crew that's over there, as far as the DLC is concerned, like I said, we can turn into a vampire lord later. It's via Serena, whatever. She said she'd be parting ways for a little while. That doesn't mean she'll be away for the entirety of the storyline. So, it would be in our best interest to stay with the Dawnguard for now, until we've gotten everything we want, and then we can become a vampire. So. I know I've already taken up the mantle of a thief and all that other stuff, so I'm technically already a bad guy as far as characters are concerned. But at the same time, I still help people, so it's more of a anti-hero kind of thing. So let me go ahead and do that now. If I go to potions, rocket going should now be gone, as well as any vampirism things that were through that. Why the heck? Whoa, timeout. Oh, I was so scared. I was like, what the heck?
Look at this. I should have known it was only a matter of time before they found us. It's the price we pay for openly recruiting. We'll have to step up our defenses. I don't suppose you have some good news for me. Of course. Why did I suppose differently? Fine. Tell me what you know. The woman trapped in there? That doesn't make any sense. Who is she? More importantly, where is she? And so you delivered to them. They what? And you didn't stop them? You didn't secure the scroll? Right. So they have this woman and an Elder Scroll. By the Divines. This couldn't get much worse. This is more than you and I can handle. Well, of course we do. I'm old, not stupid. We're just going to need some help. If they're bold enough to attack us here, then this may be bigger than I thought. I have good men here. There are people I've met and worked with over the years. We need their skills, their talents, if they're going to survive this. If you can find them, you might have a chance. Right to the point, aren't you? I like that. Not like those fools in the Order. We should keep it small. 2 new people and we'll draw unwanted attention to ourselves. I think we'll want Serene's rod. Breton girl, but smart and good at tinkering. Fascination with the Dwemer. Weapons in particular. Last I knew, she was out in her reach. Convinced she was about to find the biggest dwarven ruins yet. Might need a little convincing, but she should. We'll also want to find Gunmar. Big brute of a Nord. Hates vampires almost as much as I do. Got it into his head years back that his experience with animals would help. Trolls in particular, from what I hear. Last I knew he was out scouring Skyrim for more beasts to tame. Bring the 2 of them back here, and we can get started on coming up with a plan. Keep your eyes open.
Alright. So as far as the story is concerned, now we're being asked to recruit some people for the Dawn Guard. The Elder Scroll loophole didn't work quite as I hoped it would, because I was hoping we could just use Serena to complete that. But I forgot that we would have to wait till way farther down the line in the DLC, and I do not want to drift too far off the main story because I've made you guys wait quite a long time for that. So, rather than worry about that particular thing right now, let's go talk to Esbern. That'll be the fastest one. Nope, do not want to mess with you. Maybe that won't be the fastest because I'd have to walk through the whole thing. Let's go to High Hierarch real fast. And we'll at least, we're not going to complete this, alright, by any means, but we'll at least get started on it. If I can't find this man, I'm going to be a little annoyed. Come on now. Where is he at? Okay, that one wants me to leave, which means that other point's him. But it doesn't tell me where he is, which doesn't help me at all. You know what? I'm just going to use a spell. Oh. Huh. I mean, sure. Oh, seriously, out of Magicka? There he is. I was like, where the heck is this leading me to?
Oh, you spoke too confident. The dragon blood burns bright within you. Did he tell you what you wanted to know? Did he teach you the dragon realm's shout? So be it. If he believes it is necessary for you to learn this, we will bow to his wisdom. We have never concerned ourselves with the scroll before. The gods themselves would rightly fear to tamper with such things. As for where to find it, such blasphemies have always been the stock and trade of the mages of Winterhold. They may be able to tell you something about the Elder Scroll, you see.
Alright. College of Winterhold. Glad I got that waypoint. Fast travel in games saves you so much time. so much time. Alright, let's go here. I bet there are people that have tried playing this game through only walking to each destination, though. It's just... the amount of hours you'd have to put into this game would be kind of gross.
I believe I've made myself rather clear.
Yes, of course. I'm simply trying to understand the reasoning behind the decision.
You may be used to the Empire bowing to your every whim, but I'm afraid you'll find the Thalmor received no such treatment here. You are a guest of the college, here at the pleasure of the Archmage. I hope you appreciate the opportunity.
Yes, of course. The Archmage has my thanks.
Very good. Then we're done here.
Champion.
I have many important things on my mind. Your concerns are not on me.
Yeah, I do not want to get involved in that quest line. Oh, there.
You are now in the Arcanium. I am in charge. It might as well be my own little plane of oblivion. Disrupt my Arcanium, and I will have you torn apart by angry Atronox. Now, do you require assistance? As a matter of fact, there are. Have you ever heard of Shalador? Immensely powerful mage, back in the First Era. Had an understanding of magic few have ever matched. He holed himself up in Labyrinthian, and devoted all his time to research and study, but more than you would imagine possible. Since then, his writings have been scattered all over Skyrim, but are little use to anyone who can't translate them. I'm one of the few who can. I've heard whispers of more of his work having turned up. If you can track it down, it may prove useful to all of us. And what do you plan to do with it? Do you even know what you're asking about? Or are you just someone's errand boy? I knew it. Everyone comes in here expecting my help, but they don't even have the proper questions. An Elder Scroll is an instrument of immense knowledge and power. To read an Elder Scroll, a person must have the most rigorously trained mind, or else risk madness. Even so, the Divines usually take the reader's sight as a price. The simplest way to put it is knowledge, but there's nothing simple about an Elder Scroll. It's a reflection of all possible futures and all possible pasts. Each reader sees different reflections through different lenses, and may come away with a different reading. But at the same time, all of it is true, even the falsehoods, especially the falsehoods. It would take a month to explain to you how that very question doesn't even make sense. The scrolls exist here, with us, but also beyond and beneath, before and after. They are bits of divine-made substance, so we could know them. Sorry, talking about the scrolls, you usually end up in irritating and vague metaphors like that. Some people who study them devoutly go mad. Ah, you think that even if I did have one here, I would let you see it? It would be kept under the highest security. The greatest thief in the world wouldn't be able to lay a finger on it. What about it? Wait, were you the one the Greybeards were calling? I'll bring everything we have on them, but it's not much. So don't get your hopes up. It's mostly lies, leavened with rumor and conjecture. All right, then. Here you go.
Effects of the Elder Scrolls. Alright, it's time for reading time, boys and girls. Let's pull the chair. Let's not do that.
Try not to spill anything on them.
Use my player models. Oh, I can actually do this. It's fine. Alright, let's actually just take the books. Take it. Yes. Alright, let's actually read these books rather than just... Let's do effects first. It is widely known among scholars that the Elder Scrolls entail a certain hazard in their very reading. The mechanism of the effects has at present been largely unknown. Theories of hidden knowledge and divine retribution were the subject of idle speculation with little investigation. I, Justinius, that's actually funny, Justinius Polianus, have undertaken to thoroughly document the ailments afflicted by the Elder Scrolls on their readings through a unified theory of how the manifest continues to elude me and remains a subject for future study. I have grouped the effects into 4, finding that the avenue of experience depends largely upon the mind of the reader. If this is unclear, I hope that a proper dichotomy will lay it plain. Group the first. It's just a lot, guys. Oh, yeah, it's fine. Dives, for one, who have received no training in the history of nature of the Elder Scrolls. The scroll itself is effectively inert. No prophecy can be scribed, nor knowledge obtained. While the scroll will not impart reading to the uninformed, nor will it afflict them in any adverse fashion, visually the scroll will appear to be awash in odd lettering and symbols. Those who know their astronomy often claim to recognize constellations in the patterns and connections, but such conjecture is impossible to further investigate since the very nature of this study necessitates unlearned subjects. Group the second, the unguarded intellect. It is the second group that realizes the greatest danger from attempting to read the scrolls. These are subjects who have an understanding of the nature of Elder Scrolls and possess sufficient knowledge to actually read what is inscribed there. They have not, however, developed adequate discipline to stave off the mind-shattering effect of having a glimpse of infinity. These unfortunate souls are struck immediately, irrevocably, and completely blind. Such is the price for overreaching one's faculties. It bears mentioning, though, that with the blindness also comes a fragment of that hidden knowledge. Whether the future, the past, or the deep natures of being is dependent on the individual and their place in the greater spheres. But the knowledge does come. Group the third, mediated understanding. Alone in Tamriel, it would appear that only the cult of the ancestor Moth has discovered the discipline to properly guard one's mind when reading the scrolls. Their motivates must undergo the most rigorous mental cultivation, and they often spend a decade or more at the monastery before being allowed to read their first Elder Scroll. The monks say this is for the initiate's own protection, as they must have witnessed many unguarded intellects among their more eager ranks with appropriate fortitude. These readers also receive blindness, though at a far lesser magnitude than the unguarded. Their vision fogs slightly, but they retain shape, color, and enough acuity to continue to read mundane texts. The knowledge they gain from the scroll is also tempered somewhat. It requires stages of meditation and reflection to fully appreciate and express what one saw. Group the fourth, illuminated understanding. Between the previous group and this one exists a continuum that has at present only been traversed by the monks of the ancestor Moth. With continued readings of the monks become gradually more and more blind, but receive greater and more detailed knowledge. As they spend their waking hours pondering the revelations, they also receive a further degree of mental fortitude. There is for every monk a day of penitence reading. I'm just going to say I've read that correctly. When the only knowledge the Elder Scrolls impart is that the monk's next reading shall be his last. For each monk, the penultimate reading comes at a different and unknowable time. Preliminary work has been done to predict the occurrence by charting the severity of an individual, monk's blindness, but all who reach these later stages report that the increasing blindness seems to taper with increased readings. Some pose the notion that some other unseen sense is, in fact, continuing to diminish at this upper range. but I shall leave such postulations to philosophers. To prepare for this ultimate reading, a monk typically withdraws to seclusion in order to reflect upon a lifetime of revelations and appoint his mind for reception of his last. Upon this final reading, he is forever blinded. As sure as those unguarded ones who race to knowledge, the illuminated one, though, has retained his understanding over a lifetime, and typically possesses a more integral notion of what has been revealed to him. It is hoped that this catalogue will prove useful to those who wish to further our immortal understanding of the Elder Scrolls. The moth priests remain aloof about these matters, taking the gradual debilitation that comes with reading as a point of pride. May this serve as a useful starting point for those hoping to take up such study. Alright, and it's just talking about the dictated to Astius Mecham, 4th of the last seed, the 26th year of the Second Era. Old book. Now, Ruminations of the Elder Scrolls. Hopefully this is shorter. Imagine living beneath the waves with a strong-sided blessing of the most excellent fabric. Holding the fabric over your gills, you would begin to breathe. Drink its warm and weft, though the plant matter fibers imbue your soul. The wretched plankton would pollute the cloth until it stank to heavens of prophecy. This is one matter in which the scrolls first come to pass. But are we the sea, or the breather, or the fabric? Or are we the breath itself? Can we flow through the scrolls as knowledge? Flow through, being the water, or are we stuck? Morass of sea. Filth that gathers on the edge. Imagine again, this time but different. A bird cresting the wind is lifted by a gust and downed by a stone. But the stone can come from above if the bird is upside down. Where, then, did the gust come from, and which direction? Did the gods send it? Or has the bird decreed their presence by her own mind-making? Sorry guys, it's just the way that the fonts for the text is just really awkward for some letters. The all-sight of the scrolls makes a turning of the mind such that relative positions are absolute in their primacy. I ask you again to imagine for me this time you are beneath the ground, a tiny acorn planted by some well-meaning elf maiden of the woodlands for her pleasure. You wish to grow, but fear what you may become, so you push off the water, the dirt, the sun to stay in your hole. But it is the very pushing that you become a tree, in spite of yourself. How did that happen? The acorn is a kind of tree, egg in this instance, and the knowledge of water is water. And the knowledge is water inside. We are the chicken inside the egg, but also the dirt. The knowledge from the scrolls is what we push against to become full-sighted ourselves. Our full imagining before your mind closes from the shock of ever knowing. You are now a flame burning bright blue within a vast emptiness. In time you see your brothers and sisters burning of their own in the distance and along your side. A sea of pinpoints, a constellation of memories. Each burns bright, then flickers, then two more take its place, but not forever, lest the void fills with branch light and sucks the thought. Each of our minds is actually the emptiness, and the learnings of the Elder Scrolls are the pinpoints. Without their stabbing light, my consciousness would be as vast nothingness, unknowing. Its emptiness as a void and unknowing of itself. But the burnings are dangerous, and must be carefully tended and minded and brought to themselves and spread to their siblings. Holy crap, that was very philosophical. A lot of that kind of text gives me a headache at points, but you know what? It's fine. I hope that wasn't too much for you guys. Less lore, less history, and more like holy crap. Alright, let's go ahead and move forward with the quest now. So now that we have a general idea as far as where to go, because we got a kind of a pinpoint as far as Elder Scroll locations are concerned, and now we're going to go ahead and head over in that direction.
I believe I've made myself rather clear. You may be used to the
What? Is it actually in there still?
But I'm afraid you'll find that Balnor received no such treatment.
I thought I was done. I thought I was done. Perhaps I was too optimistic. Alright. Need to go up here. Oh, I need to talk to him. Well, that makes sense.
I don't want to see you treating any of these books poorly. Are we clear?
That's the work of Septimus Cygnus. He's the world's master of the nature of Elder Scrolls, but, well, he's been gone for a long while. Too long. Somewhere up north, in the ice fields. He said he found some old Dwemer artifact, but well, that was years ago. Haven't heard from him since.
Oh, I think I know who this is. No. That's all I gotta say to that is just There's a certain individual I'd rather not hear from than I know. Yep. I know I'm going to if I go over there. It's fine. It's gonna happen sooner or later. Can I jump out, please? Ah. Oh. Holy crap. This might be bad. Yikes. I don't think there's any way I can survive this, to be honest. Yikes. Big yikes. Yeah, there's no way I can survive it. I'm going to die. That's a shame. Poor revelation to have, you know? Wait a second, I wonder if this will work. It worked! Ha! It actually worked. That's awesome. I didn't think that would work. I mean, it was worth a shot. I just didn't actually expect that to work. Cool. That's all I got to say to that. It's just cool. Oh, man. It was the only thing that I could think of. I was like, the fall damage is going to happen one way or another. So, it's just how to mitigate it. Interesting. Yeah, I have no interest in dealing with you at all. Although I do need to run by you, so. You guys want to see something kind of funny? That's fine. I really don't like coming to this area.
I'll know your lost unknown and rise to your depths. Elder Scrolls, indeed. The Empire, they absconded with them. And so they think. The ones they saw, the ones they thought they saw. I know of one, forgotten, sequestered. But I cannot go to it, not for Septimus, for I have a reason beyond its grasp. Here. Well, here as in this plane, Mondas, Tamriel, nearby, relatively speaking. On the cosmological scale, well, it's all nearby. One block lifts the other. Septimus will give what you want, but you must bring him something in return. You see this masterwork of the Dwemer, deep inside their greatest knowings. Septimus is clever among men, but he is but an idiot child compared to the dullest of the Dwemer. Lucky then they left behind their own way of reading the Elder Scrolls. In the depths of Black Reach, one yet lies. Have you heard of Black Reach? Cast upon where Grimmer City slept, the yearning spire, hidden learnings kept. Under deep, below the dark, a hidden key, towers arc. Of Pan, the point of puncture, a first entry of attack. Delve to its limits, and Black Reach lies just beyond. But not all can enter there. Only Septimus knows the hidden key to loose the lock, to jump beneath the deadly rock. Two things I have for you. Two shapes. One edgy, one round. The round one for purity. Dwemer music is soft and subtle, and needed to open their cleverest gates. The edged lexicon, or inscribing. To us, a hunk of metal. To the Dwemer, a full library of knowings. But empty. Find Bazaar and its sky dome. The machinations there will read the scroll and lay the lore upon the cube. Trust Septimus. He knows you can know.
Septimus is nuts, guys. I mean, this dude, he was talked about as being a genius, but he's been manipulated by a particular, let's just say, deity. You guys will see him pop up here in a second, maybe. Nope, not this time. Awesome. There's a particular, if you guys know who it is, then he's also a key part of the DLC that's coming up, so no spoilers as far as that's concerned, at least until you see him. But, he's a Daedric prince. Let's word it like that. Let's see. Oof. Of course that would be so far out of the way. And I don't have the Shrine of Azura location at the moment. That's where I usually have, and that saves me quite a bit of time. Although, change the audio. God. It's gonna continue to bother me. No, he didn't. Then where's that audio coming from? Alright. Well, you know. Alright, guys. I think I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. It was a bit shorter than what they usually are, but the fact of the matter is, if we go up and we start going to... Never mind, we're killing a dragon first, because as I say I'm ending the episode, a dragon appears. What's up, bud? I love how I don't have to really care about it. You want to say hello, or are you just going to stay up in the air? I would honestly prefer if you came over and said hello. God, I love this Skyrim theme. Hello there! I don't have to obey Skyrim yet, so... Just how fast can you draw the bow? What's up, bud? Drag it down. Literally killed him with a sword. See? Alright, let's go ahead and while we're absorbing his soul. That's so bad. I'm not gonna bother taking the bones or the scales. Like, I know I've been avoiding those for the past few dragons or so, but it's just like, I'm going to end up getting so many that it doesn't matter if I'm missing anything. The dragon souls. That is what's important. Also, let me show you guys something. Conjuration, isn't it? I don't think it works with this unless I have a book for it. Actually, no, I have another book. Basically, if you use Conjure Undead on a dead dragon's body, it'll just launch it, which is fantastic. But I don't have that spell on me at the moment. We can do it other people. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. 18. I'm going to go and end it off here because, like I was trying to say, I mean, if we look at the map here, it's going to take us at least 5 to 10 minutes, okay, to get up there. Then at least another 5 to 10 minutes to get over there. And I know how long, it's going to be at least 20 to 30 minutes once we actually get in there, if not longer, to get through it to the end to start working on getting the Elder Scroll. And then once we get the Elder Scroll, we're going to need to do a bunch of other stuff. So, rather than make this an hour and a half, hour 45 trying to do this whole thing, I'm going to split it into 2 episodes. So we'll take care of that next time. Having played through this before, I'm kind of grateful because I kind of have a timeline in my brain as if I try to do this now, I'm screwed. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Have a great day. Just Pro Games. Take it easy.